If you're renting right now, you're an investor, you're a first home buyer trying to get into the market, you've probably seen this terrifying article floating around. A 30% spike in rents. Sounds like a massive exaggeration, but this isn't anybody that's just saying it. It's NAB's economists have run the analysis and they have spoken. They don't see it looking too crash hot. So what I wanted to do was go back in history and look at what happened last time we did this back in 1985. What's the blow by blow and what should we expect? What was in the newspapers? So the Hawke and Keating government decided to quarantine negative gearing and crack down on some of the benefits that property investors got. And guess what happened? Everyday investors fled the property market. Rental supply tanked. So all of a sudden, there's this tight rental market in Sydney and in Perth, and rents absolutely skyrocketed to what we're kind of seeing today. Here's this little article here is exactly what we're seeing today. So I'm like, cool, well, what happens next? What's the next thing? So the fallout was so bad. 2 years later, the government panicked. They said, Jesus Christ, it's all happening. September 1987, Paul Keating had to reverse the decision entirely, get all of the investors back into the market and see what's going on. And keep in mind, when the decision was reversed in the 80s, social housing made up 70% of a larger share of the total housing market than it does today. There was a shitload more. The government couldn't rely on the private rental market back then to carry the load. And how are they going to do it today? This is a sea of red of properties and the values that have decreased. Fast forward to today, there's a massive housing shortage. We've got vacancy rates at near zero, and the government is once again implemented these changes to negative gearing. So they've done it in New Zealand, they've done it in Australia, but if we look at what history's done, all it's going to do is punish the renters that are out there, and they're the ones that are going to be paying the price. They're going to be paying 30% more. Then those renters who are first home buyers can't get into it. Now, I guess I just want to hear from everyone out there. Like, we talk a lot about the negatives, but what do you guys think the solution is? Like, we see the problem now. What's the actual solution? Jump in the comments because I'm struggling here. This is 30% increase on rents. How are people going to be able to save to become first home buyers?